Precisely why we have the program Brunch, precisely why you're here, and we seek to bring clarity to the issues.
I agree with you. However, as Rennie was saying earlier, that ties into the issue of the public being comfortable bringing information to the police and acting as an extension of an extension of the police service itself. Because if the police don't have the information and if the police don't have the information and people aren't willing to come forward with information to identify who Mr. Big is, for want of a better phrase, then the police can only go at what they see, which is the youth man, as you name them, in the school who has a gun, the youth man who is organizing to offer teacher, the youth man who has marijuana in his pocket to sell at school. So while we understand that there is a alpha from which all things disseminate, there is a process by which the police either obtain information through informants or are provided with information, and then they can go after the big person.
Precisely why we came into the question this morning of if we have one of these students, one of these young people deciding that they want to cooperate to help identify Mr. Intermediate Big, who will then lead us to Mr. Big.
True.
The question of whistleblower protection, the question of relocation, and relocation is a costly thing.
It is.
It is Trinidad and Tobago, after all. It's not that you can hide somebody in the back of Utah. Something happens here, it's not very far you can put them. You may even have to go extra the borders of Trinidad and Tobago with the relocation, depending on how wide-reaching the arms of the perpetrators are.
And it is also a psychological process on the people who are separated from their community, from their family. Having done matters which are completed before the High Court, I know of at least 2 witnesses who left witness protection because the strain on them psychologically. They couldn't see their family, they couldn't see their children. They left witness protection. They came back, but they left. They just walked out of it.
Well, that's interesting that you say that, and hence the reason I asked the question earlier. If you're looking at relocating an entire family, because surely, if you are given protection, but your limbs are severed from your community and your immediate family, at the very least, it is going to be a punishment for blowing whistle as against a reward, isn't it?
It's a balancing act, because you have to balance to keep their safety with the need to investigate the crime and for them to give evidence. So preserving their life may win almost all the time in the balance, as opposed to discomfort of being separated from your community and society.
I got what you're saying, but like I said, one can
hard.
consider having a broader wrap. A broader band going around family to assist in cases like that. Everybody know who Mr. Big is, so if you know that you hold a gang member, for instance, you should charge him with holding information.
With respect to that, what we have to understand is that, and with all due respect to Mr. Manning, I respect him greatly. He is a politician. Certain things said in the public arena may be done for political advancement. I do not know. We do not know whether he had credible information, or as all of us trainees do, we all know who does what without any particular information that to back it up. So in terms of advocating for a charge for Mr. Manning, I can't. I don't know whether he had credible information.
It's a very good point you raise. Everybody say, "Oh, we all know who Mr. Big is," and you go like, "Okay, who is Mr. Big?" Yeah. Well, I hear so.
Exactly. So it's difficult to advocate for a charge for anybody.
It's one of those things. We just missed the bullet. At the end of the day, I think you would agree. If you look at the account of what happened here with students giving out uniforms for folks to come into the schoolyard, guns being passed in, and they going with the intention of outing a teacher and retaliating against students, we just missed a Trinidad version of a Columbine. I don't think I'm being too dramatic in saying that.
No, I don't think so. If the rumors are true, then we avoided a very unfortunate situation.
Yeah, and just to be clear, I jumped on this immediately because when the Minister of Education sits down with the head of tutor, people who were present there, it's not a rumor. This is a situation that happened here. And just how fortunate we were. A parent decides to flag down somebody. Turns out to be a parent who is in the armed forces, the defense force. He's going to get a report
True.
He's got his buddies with him. They say, let's stay on the compound and make sure nothing happens. It's a good thing they stayed there because the police, according to Mr. Cinnamon, never got there. He left at 8:30.
Well, from reading the report by the police media representative, I believe is Miss Lewis.
Yes.
She indicated that they got there at around 10 a.m.
Around 10 a.m.
Around
and
10
according to my earlier guest, Mr. Cinnamon, I think he said he got there after 9, and he said that when he left there at 9:30, nothing happened. Okay. At the end of the day, that is unacceptable. You get a report of something happening on a school ground, and this is not an indictment of all the police, of all of the police service. Let's be very clear, because Mr. Cinnamon made it categorically clear that in his experience, they always respond on a call immediately, and sometimes even without. Yes, Raphael Morgan, thank you very much. First time we had you here with us, attorney, criminal defense attorney. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us this morning.
Thank you for having me, Rennie.
You have yourself a wonderful day. Thank you so much.
You too.